Hey everybody, so today we are going to work on a Bluetooth issue. Yeah, those awesome Bluetooth issues that you get with your phone and your car. Well, we have one on the Jag and we're going to see if we can fix it. But first we're going to show you what the error is that we're getting and how strange it actually is. And then we'll go through how we're going to try and fix it. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've got the camera set up inside the car. The Bluetooth is set up. I know the Bluetooth is working because you can see my Osmo Pocket 3. That's the camera I'm using. And hopefully you can see up here where the console screen is. So let's show you what is happening with the car and the phone, so you can see the error that we're getting or the problem that we're getting. So without my foot on the brake, I'm going to switch the vehicle on. So I got my electronics. First error that's popping up is camera unavailable, and that we're going to show you in a later video once the parts arrive. Clear off that warning. And I'm trying to clear off any warnings because I didn't know if that might have an impact with this trying to pair. It shouldn't, but you never know. Vehicles can be really temperamental sometimes. So I've got the phone set up. I'm going to go to phone and I'm going to search for new phone. Vehicle to device. Now, it's searching. But nothing has come up down here. So, I'm going to try it again. Still, it's not showing the phone. So nothing is being found. By there, and that's somebody else. So we'll go device to vehicle. Jaguar XF just popped up. So now I've got the option to enter my PIN code. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 as my PIN code, and I'm going to click pair. This is where it shouldn't be doing this. It popped up again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and pair. I should have had a PIN code pop up on here, but nothing pops up, which is just really strange. I'm seeing Jaguar XF, but it's not putting the PIN code request back to the Bluetooth module, so it would come up on the screen for me to enter the 1, 2, 3, 4 and pair. Now, I've heard under system there should be something in there for me to adjust it, but I don't see anything in any of these menus. So there is no system reset that I can see in here. So the only thing that we can do is to do a hard reset. Now, they said to hold the power button for 15 seconds. And I haven't tried this one. This is a soft reset. Okay, nothing is coming up yet. So let me power the vehicle off. Oh, now we're getting it back. Okay, so we've got that on now. Let me try phone again. I'm still not getting a device. Turning Bluetooth back on. Jaguar XF. One, two, three, four. Pair. Still doing the same thing. We're going to try the soft reset again. So reset my Jaguar XF. One, two, three, four. Pair. I should see something on the screen, but I don't. So, we still have this nagging issue, and this has been driving me batty trying to figure this out. So, I ended up clearing out this whole phone, and I tried it on the Range Rover. Now, this is a 2013 Jaguar, 2014 Range Rover, and I cleared everything out and cleared the console on the Range Rover, and I paired with no problem. So weird. So the only thing left for us to do now is to do a hard system reset, which will entail disconnecting the negative from the battery, the main battery, for about 5 to 10 minutes. I've read it best thing to do is keep it out for 30 minutes. Downside is that I would have to reset everything in the vehicle, so I'll have to do the setup for the windows, and the sunroof, and the mirrors, the seats. Everything has to be redone. Small price to pay for doing this. Now, bear in mind, before you do something like this, you need to check out your radio or the head unit that you have for your vehicle, because you may require a PIN code to activate your radio afterwards. Now, I've done some Googling on this, checked out on Jaguar forums and everything else. This model Jaguar does not require a 4-digit PIN to reactivate the radio, but I'm not really worried about that, because I can just call Jaguar, give them my VIN number, and they should be able to call up the 4-digit PIN code if I need it. But according to Jaguar forums, on this model of this year, don't need it. It mainly is the units that would have the keypad on the side. You had to have the PIN code. On this newer model, you don't have to do it. So I'm not too worried about that. And we're going to go ahead and do the battery reset. So be back in a minute. Okay, going to show you the battery here. So this is the battery compartment, and you can see the spare or the secondary battery right there, and then your primary battery right here. So, and for some reason, the little loopy catch for the back end of this is missing. So here is the negative, which is a really weird setup, but there's the post right there. So I just need to loosen that bolt and pull it all off, and then I should be good. So we're going to disconnect. Don't know where that goes. It's a rivet. Probably should have been fastened right there. That's what right here, what I was talking about, the rivet. I can tell he's been in here. Up here is the clip for the wiring loom for the camera, which we have to fix because the sensors weren't working correctly, and that's a camera wire that has to be replaced. But for now, doing a soft reset, I have to undo that, and we're going to go ahead and do that right now, and then we'll come back after we've put it back on and the vehicle has been reset. Right, so the negative is disconnected from its terminal, and I'm letting it sit for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll reconnect it. Okay, well, that's the battery negative reconnected, and I did hear the car beep, and that's a good sign. Oddly enough, while I was doing this, I was kind of looking in the area of the spare tire, and I found this strange plug. Don't know what it's for, doesn't really say, but more concerning is I found the old wire with the loop on it for pulling stuff through. So hopefully this isn't a red flag, because I found it down in here. Don't know why it's there. Maybe the previous owner might want to reach out and tell me what that is, or if that's a plug to something he needs. If he wants it back, he can come and get it. So that is the reset done, and let's go to the interior and try the pairing again. While I'm outside the vehicle, I might as well try to make sure the trunk lid opens up again. And it does not open up. Uh-oh. Might be an issue. Okay, so we did the battery reset. Unfortunately, we've had a side effect. The car will not recognize the key fob to start the vehicle. I've tried everything. I've done the battery cable again. I had to go in with the manual key. That was fun trying to find out where that lock was, but got in, reset the power again, and still no joy. It's odd that the key is being recognized when the vehicle is locked, and it unlocks the doors. So I manually locked all the doors, put the key on the other side of the Range Rover onto the seat of the Harley, came back over to the Jag, and I couldn't get in. Nothing would unlock. Brought the fob back over, everything unlocks. So that is being recognized, but it will not power up the engine or bring me to the second part of the ignition, where you can just turn on the electrical. I am getting the radio turning on. That's weird, but nothing else works. Now I've tried both fobs, and I'm getting a key fob error. So there's some weird thing going on here. Now I did notice in the trunk there is 2 batteries on this model. And the second battery is so old you can't even read the labels. So I'm going to have to call Jag and find out what type of battery that is, hook it all up, probably put a booster onto the primary battery, get it all charged up, and see if that is the issue, because low voltage does cause problems in vehicles. So I'm thinking that system has a low voltage problem. And from looking, like I said, at the labels are so old you can't even read them. So we're going to get that fixed, and then we'll return back to the Jag and keep working on the issues one by one. But until then, ciao for now. Hey everybody, okay, just an update on the Jag. So went and got some new batteries, put them in the key fobs, and no dice. Looked at some error codes, cleared them out, still no dice. Did the reset procedures, what they say for the key fob not being detected, no dice. Oddly enough, looked at where the sensor's supposed to be, and the sensor was actually unbolted from its position, which doesn't help when I'm putting it where they say to, and that's not where the sensor actually is. So there's something going on with the history of this vehicle that we're not being told. Found some wiring pull loops in the trunk, not a good indicator. That means something has been done probably in the past on this vehicle. There's just things not adding up with the history of this vehicle. So we know it was an Albertan car. It was a leased vehicle. Then it was brought into BC. It was leased to the previous owner, and then he bought it and transferred it numerous times back and forth. So he's like the second owner, really. So it's not making sense what was done on this vehicle. Now, from what we're seeing, this isn't done by a dealership. This is somebody in the backyard or thinking they know what they're doing and messing around with the vehicle. So there is more and more issues that we are pulling out with this car. As it sits right now, the car will not start. That's it. It is stationary. Nothing will power up. The radio powers up, but we cannot get the ignition to work. So we're going to be contacting our friends at Jaguar, and we're going to see what they say. We did notice that on the secondary battery, it is so worn out, the labels, that we don't know if that is an issue that's causing part of this. So we're going to have to go and find out what battery is there and replace that. And then we're going to put the other battery onto a charger, ramp it right up. It's sitting about 11.92 volts. But I think we're going to need the SDD programming software to go in and start clearing other things out that the Autel won't do, because we need the Jaguar specific software. And that's going to be a stretch. So options are becoming limited to that. This may have to go down to Jag. This is going to be fun to move because it's all-wheel drive and it's in park. So yeah, going to be fun. Stay tuned. More is going to come up. At this point, I did get asked today by one of my followers, do I think I got scammed? I don't know if I got scammed. I think that's too harsh of a word. I think the previous owner didn't tell a lot about this vehicle because it wouldn't sell. And that's just a harsh reality when buying a used vehicle. You can't trust anybody. Always assume that they're lying to you. There's some key indicators during our conversations that I don't know if he was being fully forthcoming about the history of this vehicle. I think he knew a lot of stuff that he just didn't want to say. The code's being cleared out for the camera. That's kind of an indicator there. So the car's ours. It's our problem now. What to do? Now, if I'd known more of the history on this, yes, the offer would have been a lot less than what we gave him for this vehicle, a substantial amount. Previous video, I said I would have knocked it down by $1,000. I'm changing my mind. I probably would have knocked this down to close to trade-in value, which is what was around $5,000, because the amount of effort that we're going to have to go into, and yes, it was bought for the YouTube channel, but this is getting a little ridiculous when we find the vehicle has been tampered with and signs of tampering. It's not a good indicator. We wanted a vehicle that we could work on, but we didn't want something that had been tampered with, and now we're having major problems on systems getting recognized. There are some module problems. There's one that's coming up where it's not recognizing the vehicle VIN. It says it's a mismatch. So that is kind of weird. But like I said, we're going to talk to Jag tomorrow. We're going to get a full rundown of where we're at, and then we're going to show on the next episode what we've found out and if we've got the vehicle restarted. Oddly enough, when I was changing the batteries in one of the two key fobs that was provided, the second key fob that was missing the open button, which is ripped right off of the board, just crumbled into pieces. The casing just fell apart. So there are signs that this vehicle was not maintained in the way that this vehicle deserved to be maintained. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. And yeah, so we got to do some more research, some more chatting with Jag. And then as soon as we find out more and we're able to give you guys an update, we will give you an update. But as it stands, the vehicle's now a parking lot monument to the fine craftsmanship from Jaguar, because it's not going anywhere. It's really strange. I walk up to the vehicle, it recognizes the fob and lets me in, but it's not starting the vehicle. So really weird. So until then, ciao for now.